Alrighty, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video, and in this video we will be doing a POI analysis on Rocky Reels. Now, Rocky Reels is basically risky from last season, or last chapter, with just a few different changes. So if you landed risky, then, Rocky should already be basically landing here. But if you're new to Rocky, let's go over the breakdown of the POI. Now, in total, Rocky has 31 chests, which surprised me a fair amount. I also included these 3 over here, but if we don't include them, that means the Rocky has 28. But in most cases, you'll be able to get at least these 2 here, so 30 is, a pretty safe amount. Then this one really depends on where you're going to be rotating from. Now, no supply chests, but floor loot, this surprised me, has 80 floor loot spawns in here, which is actually like a lot for this small of a POI. So there's, a decent chance you might find a launch pad or 2. Probably just 1 or 0, unfortunately. Ammo boxes, also a fair amount of ammo boxes. There are 28 ammo boxes here. There are 2 weapon vending machines on this side. So this is important if you are going to be landing in one of these buildings, is that there are chances here to get, a blue striker, SMG, AR, Ranger, yay, or a sniper, yippee. So no vending machines, which kind of sucks. These don't matter. Web shooters. Now there are 2 web shooter spawns that are kind of close. So when you're flying in, and if you can, you should see if Butter Barn is contested. If it isn't, then there's a good chance you can just grab a car, pick up 2 of these, and come back. And if it is contested, good chances these guys are going to do that, and they're going to take these 2 and then come back and loot, and you won't be able to do it in time. Now, you will be able to grab one of them if you want one person to run it. So if you find a pad or you have peppers or something like that, you can give somebody a Spider-Man and the other person just doesn't have one and has other forms of mobility. But what you can do actually is, let's say this is what's happening over here. Then over here, no one lands this split, or let's say someone does land this split, and they take these 2. You can actually go check out to see if this web shooter is here early and see if you can leave like that. But it has to be after these guys leave. So the time is a little bit weird because Chonkers is going to be coming in, and Kondo as well, because they're going to be seeing if there's any Spider-Mans here at all as well. So it is going to be a little weird and a little risky to try to take the second one over here, or the third one, I guess you could say. Third one over here. It is going to be a little risky. Now on to vehicles. This is big. So risky does have vehicles. It has lots of them. It has tons of 4-door spawns and 4 truck spawns. Trucks don't really matter unless there are somehow no 4-door or they're all booted, which will be unfortunate if that's the case. But what you want to do is grab a 4-door, make sure it has plenty of gas. I think there's gas can spawns somewhere around here. Guess not, but there are some over here, I think. Okay. There's 100% one over here in the garage, but there are off-road tires and even more 4-door spawns over here. So if you get a truck, you can drive over here, look for a 4-door, throw a big tire on it, fill it up, and then leave. So you do have the option. The vehicles are pretty important. Again, if you don't get these web shooters, then having a vehicle and being able to easily use the road to rotate is really important. Now onto rifts, don't really matter. You won't be able to get any tags really on any of these rifts here unless you hear this rift. Then, you got to think, okay, where's zone at? Are they going up? Are they going over? Or will they actually end up keying us? Which I don't think that happens often. I don't think the rifts end up keying Rocky. It'd be a weird one. Slurp barrels, there are 4 slurp barrels spawns here. I'll just keep that because noms, I don't know if there are nom spawns. They don't show any, but I feel like I've picked up noms before at Rocky. And I know there are cooler spawns, but they don't show either. So I know there's 1 up here, and there are 3 in here. So in total, we have 4 cooler spawns. So if you get this uncommon, what you can do is come over here and take all 4 of the barrels, and then, either take a big each, so you guys are at 190, or splash until you guys are at 200 if you get, a good amount of chugs out of all of this. Or go to eat, 2 minis each, drink 2 minis each, and then pop this so you're at 190, whatever you want to do. But make sure you utilize the barrels that are here. So on to what's next. So coolers, ice machine, doesn't really matter, one there, and the reboot van is in the smack dab middle. Now bounty board is on this side. So now let's talk about kind of the layout of the POI. So the drop map is created for billboard here. That's what it is. Billboard is the highest place in the POI, which means if there's an AR or even an SMG up there and you have good aim, you should be able to laser somebody out of the air and make it into a 2v1. So let's say we're flying in, one person lands here, the other one lands on, for example, just on this building. Now they're flying in, they're both aiming for this building. You fucking laser this guy, he's knocked here, you thirst them, Now it's a 2v1. You guys loot up and you push over quick, and then you win, hopefully. So that's just an example of something you can do. Even if you hit him for 70 to 80 damage, you know that this person will have to heal up. So they're gonna have to find guzzle juice. They're gonna have to med mist, med kit, something like that. They will have to heal up, and that just adds time. So this is a big thing about timing. It adds time. One of them has to heal, which delays the looting process of this side. If they both land over here, that might be able to give you time to control more of Rocky and then push over, even do something like that and sneak up. Now, because you're landing billboard, one person will be. You have to think about, okay, if they aren't conning billboard, which building should we aim for out of these two? Now, if we open up, let's just open up chest here and take a peek. If we open up chest, there are more chests over here in this one. There are also the vending machine as well, but I find that this building usually is contested. So what I would recommend is that both of you guys aim for this building here, and if it's unconned, so you don't get conned here, one person can land here, then you swing off over here and you try to hit this stuff. Now, the downside is they do have more loot. The upside is that if they want to travel between these two buildings, the guy on top of billboard will be able to fucking beam the shit out of them when they come in and out, especially if you get an MK up there or whatever. And because you own billboard, you kind of are in control of all the open space. So you're able to get like good shots on people all around here, as well as you kind of control the whole middle as well. Because this guy can actually come through and loot the middle if he wants, because the guy in billboard will suppress anybody on any of these rooftops that try to stop him. So you just build a bit maybe, and you're able to take not only all of this, but also all of middle, and you force them on these two buildings here. Now, let's say that we have something like this. One lands here, one lands here. And then we get 1 and 1. So we have this happen here. Now, what is the play? It's kind of weird because the whole thing with billboard is that you want to get a beam on somebody that is trying to, make it through one of these openings. So really what you have to do is save time for this guy to be able to hit at least some of this. Here he hits that, he loots up, and then he starts going through the middle, and he builds a bit. You have to have good maths, you have to block it off. He goes, okay, I cracked the guy over here. He runs straight through, grabs a car, whatever, and then you try to quick dead this guy and then finish off this guy. Or you can do something similar to that where this guy's up top. He goes down because you can get down really quick just by dropping down. They grab a car and they dip out and try to keep this guy. What you want to do is find someone that's isolated. Now, what you could do is have this guy sit up here in the billboard and he doesn't shoot at all until they're in the middle here. So he waits for them to run in like this, and you guys are basically waiting for them to be in a bad position. Let's say they're both entering like this, and you wait for them to pass a bit, and then you crack them right here. So he shoots from this side, and this guy shoots from this side, and then you have a little pinch here going on with this dude. Hopefully you can be able to crack, deal some damage, push up, and then win the fight. So Rocky is pretty self-explanatory. There's honestly not much to do with the fighting. If you do get 50-50 at billboard, hopefully you do have the best drop. And the reason why I want the second player to also have a drop for billboard is because let's say we get 50-50 up here. Let's say we have 2 dots. Let's say we're black and yellow is the enemy. We're 50-50 in this chest. The yellow teammate lands over here and you land at the bottom down here. You grab loot, yellow kills your black, and then you run up and you kill him, you revive. Now it's a 2v1. And you can go push this guy. So that's why it's good to double up locations. Now, if they double up as well, then we're going to have a little early game shambles fight on billboard. But the real good thing about this POI is that it's hard to split, right? You can't really split it. Someone's going to have to control middle, and then whoever's control middle is going to be in a pretty good position. It's hard to push billboard because it's so high up. So no one's really going to try to push it, which means you are in quite a good defensive position where you can spray people and everything like that. But people aren't going to split this POI. It's not big enough. There's not enough loot. And there's not enough loot nearby to split it either. If we look here, the nearest chest is up here. There's 2 chests, 3 chests up here. But even then, like, what do we have? If Butterbar is conned, you're fucked. If up here is conned, you're fucked. If here is conned, there's no other loot. So you have to fight in Rocky. And if you split it, then you're just going to be putting yourself in a shambles position. So if you don't like fighting early, don't land here. Because you will have to fight early, and you will have to have good drops. So but the good thing is that the difference is with this spot, and let's just say, Chonkers, is that the fights are going to be over quickly because how small it is. If you get a beam on somebody, then it's push. You have to end this fight ASAP so you can loot up the rest of this and dip out. Now, what are some common rotates out of here is you go to this gas station. If this gas station is unconned most of your games, you get a shit ton of metal from the edges all around here. You get way more chests, more noms. You can fill up your car, and then you can dip out if this is unconned. In the higher lobbies, it probably won't be unconned, which is unfortunate, but it might be, who knows. And in terms of surge, you do actually have a lot of surge positions around here compared to other POIs. You have billboard number 1, and then you also have these like rocks areas all around here. So you can get yourself set up on one of these rocks and crack people who are trying to rotate in like this. So you do have a good position, and you have a car, so you can get an even better position somewhere in Tilted, the Sanctuary Mountain, somewhere along here, where you can get in a better position for surge because you do have the cars to move fast. Like you can almost loot this up, fully loot it, farm as much metal as you can, and then leave without getting punished because A, you're in the middle of the map, and B, you have a car. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. The next one will be on Greasy Grove, which is honestly pretty similar to Risky in terms of how you fight it and stuff like that. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy. Cheers.